Good morning. Welcome to Yosemite Valley. My name is Shelton Johnson, and I've been a ranger here in Yosemite for about 15 years. Today I'd like to talk to you about some of our easy Yosemite Valley day hikes. One of my favorites is Bridalveil Fall. And when you first came into the valley, you saw off to your right this beautiful waterfall called Bridalveil Fall. Well, once you park your car, the walk to Bridalveil Fall and back is only about 20 minutes, distance about a half mile. And it's really one of the best walks in the valley because you're really going from one world to another. You start out and the day could be clear like today and blue sky, sunny. And then as you get closer to the waterfall, the temperature begins to drop and you start feeling a little bit more increased humidity and you start getting water droplets, seem like it's raining on you. And then eventually you're in clouds. And this is a pretty fast transition. And so I love that hike because you can so quickly go from one extreme to another. And it's just this own little environment that's defined by water when you're there near the base, looking up at all that water dropping down from so far above. So I highly recommend Bridalveil Fall. If you're interested in a shorter walk, again, just around 20 minutes, about half mile in terms of distance, but it's well worth your time. As we continue on into Yosemite Valley, another hike that is one of my favorite hikes, I think of it as more of a stroll than a hike, is Mirror Lake. Now, the name is sometimes a misnomer because if you're here in the fall, it's Mirror Meadow. But if you're here in the springtime, it lives up to its name. It is a lake, and you can see the reflections of the granite formations that surround that area reflected in the water. Regardless as to the time of the year, it's always a beautiful place to be. There's lots of folks that go to Mirror Lake, but if you get up early, if you're starting to walk at 7 o'clock in the morning, or if you're starting to walk in the afternoon, even late in the afternoon, there aren't nearly as many people. It's just a mile. You're walking in a paved pathway. The creek is flowing to one side, meaning Tenaya Creek. And so you have this constancy of music flowing to one side, and you look up and you can see as the walls start to pinch closer and closer together, you can see that half dome takes the horizon to one side, and then you have this sheer wall of granite on the opposite side, and the top of that, of course, is North Dome. So there's this embrace of stone and light, and it's just really just a nice feel to that area as you make your way up. Another great hike, one of my favorite hikes in Yosemite Valley, is Lower Yosemite Fall. Now, I'm not talking about the hike to Upper Yosemite Fall. That's a different undertaking entirely. This is the Lower Yosemite Fall Loop Trail, which is about a mile in length and only takes about 30 minutes. But in that 30 minutes, that trail offers you views. And I should also point out, the trail is so gentle that it's wheelchair accessible. But as you're walking, or actually strolling is a better word, along that trail, you have all these different views of Yosemite Falls. You can see it, you can almost smell that water as it's coming off, and certainly the spray is drifting off from it as well. So it is definitely an experience to walk on that trail and take in one of the most famous waterfalls on the planet. So it's high on my list as far as not only one of the great sights in Yosemite, but it's one of the great sights in the world. It is sight, it is sound, and it is feeling to be in the presence of that waterfall. Another thing to keep in mind is that the seasonal nature of water itself. If you're here in the springtime, Yosemite Fall, booming. Bridalveil Fall, booming. Ribbon Fall, Vernal Fall, Nevada, all the falls are just just a thunder coming out from the sky. But if you're here in the fall, the thunder's gone. The magic is gone to some degree. So you want to make certain, if you want to see our waterfalls, arrive in the spring. And what I mean by spring, I mean April, May, maybe early June. Same thing holds true for Mirror Lake. If you want a lake, you want to be here in the springtime when the lake is full.